Eric Cohn wrote an article for IndieWire where he calls out the Film Independent Spirit Awards, and he says, quote, for losing their indie quotient, is what he calls it. So you have films like Silver Linings Playbook with like what, $20 million budget dominating the Film Independent Spirit Awards. We've seen the same sort of thing happen with, you know, Sundance, and to some extent a little bit with Holly Shorts. You have a wonderful all-star lineup opening night. It's fun to attend. So having experienced this kind of growth yourself, maybe that's sort of that flip side of the problem of prosperity, is there any way to avoid the quote star system and remain truly indie, or is that just part of the growth? And are there pros and cons that if you don't put that star power in there, then you don't ever go to a certain level?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of ways that, I mean, it's a good question. There's a lot to kind of cover with it, because like, there's different ways you can go with for one, with Holly Shorts, we're still obviously a short film festival. Short content. We do screen some features, and we try to tie in the alumni with that, and we've done special like NARC screening last year, and with Joe Carnahan tying into the award, and so there's some of those elements. But outside of all that, you know, we are a short film festival, trying to make it the largest and best short film festival we can. We're in a different place as far as what we look for, what we're getting. The content that comes our way is different than what Sundance is dealing with, and some of these other festivals, Tribeca, Cannes, you know, whatever. I mean, Toronto. You know, and the Spirit Awards, like what their agenda is obviously different than what our agenda is. In some ways, it's always the same. Of course, you want the most exposure, you want the most attendance, you want the most press and hype and excitement for the films, for the festival, for everyone involved. But outside of that, there is a different, you know, different deal in place, and what, like, say for instance, again back to the Spirit Awards, you know, what they're dealing with, what they're trying to do, what Sundance is trying to do, the star power. It's studio driven. You know, they're trying to support studios, trying to get films screened that will get acquired. You know, there's stuff like Southwest that opens a lot of times with studio films, trying to promote. Essentially, it's a marketing plan. Part of the marketing plan is to open at these festivals. So they're going to obviously back the festival. They're going to select the film to screen it because the studio wants to open premiere. Did it with Last Exorcism in 2010. Lionsgate premiered at South by Southwest opening night. You know, stuff like that. That's where the studio integration with the festivals that are of that size. That's where that happens. Where you lose some of that indie feel, so to speak, or you lose some of that indie spirit, really. But that's, for those fests and for those situations, I guess it's, you know, what do you do? You know, I mean, it benefits, you know, the festival, it benefits the people backing the studio, the film, everyone involved, in both parties, it benefits them to screen these films. So in that regard, it's tricky, you know, it's tricky. But I think in the end, there still is a lot of good independent film that gets play and gets love at these festivals. So I wouldn't say so much as like, oh, they don't get any more recognition or love. You know, maybe not as much as they used to. It has changed, but that's speaking on those festivals. Now for us, you know, we're seeing more. There's been a shift. I mean, we're seeing different quality content. You're seeing more star power than before. Nowadays, more than ever, you know, you can pick up that camera and make a movie. People like actors want to be directors, directors want to be actors. So you have these actors that want to go to that side of the camera and do that. The best way to do that is to, you know, you generally create a short. So you're going to make a short film because you want to showcase your talent, also try to essentially kind of like practice for someone who's got industry connections, has money, they can produce their own film. If you're an A-list celebrity, you know, what's it to you that you spend anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 on a short film? I mean, it may not be much for you. So they can produce it themselves and make a film and tell the story they want to tell and get it out there. So obviously we're offering that platform for any filmmaker, whether A-list star or just strictly independent filmmaker or student filmmaker or young filmmaker or whatever. So yeah, I mean, you know, we're gonna support, you know, we're gonna have to, you know, play both sides. I don't even want to say it that way, but we have to support the indie filmmaker. That's what we're about. But also, you know, we're also in the business, and we're in Hollywood. We're in the business of Hollywood. So you have the opportunity to showcase stuff that's A-level talent. I guess what I'm trying to say, I guess I'm talking in circles here. What I'm trying to say is the back to our opening night. You know, we want to make that big splash. I want to really try. I guess the goal of the festival, in part, is to bring in the celebrity, the Hollywood, the Gersh, you know, the big agencies, the talented executives, and the people that are really backing films and financiers. You want to bring all of that business to the festival and have them mingle and interact with and see the independent filmmakers, independent talent we have. because we feel the talent we have is next level. People that are going to go on to make big films, go on to work in this business, that have talent, that have an eye, and you see it by the submission process and by what we select. We feel like this is some of the best stuff that's out there, best films that are out there that are in the circuit, that are playing at other festivals, playing at our festival, whether premiering or going to play at other festivals. This is the stuff that these are the films that people will have to pay attention to. These are the filmmakers that will be working one day, if not already, on the verge or already working. These are the people that we feel are again back to like kind of next generation. So we want to bring all that together. I'm not too keen on just like, you know, the idea of like just strictly independent is good on the sense of like supporting the indie filmmaker and going that route. But the thing about that is, you know, we are again back. You're in Hollywood. People want to work. This is not your only project. You make a short. You're not trying to like. This is not like my one film I'm going to make and you're done. You're trying to make other projects. You're either making webisodes, music videos, your next feature film, and maybe another short, whatever. You know. But the filmmaker's goal: get an agent, get representation, get hired to do a job, make more films, network and make films with other people at the festival, or just other people in general. And that's the goal. So it's the next project. It's going forward. There's more to come. So, you know, we want to bring that we want to bring that aspect, you know, to the festival. You want to have the event be beneficial, and you want it to be a place where you can go and meet and rub elbows with the people that are making decisions in this town. And if it's not that, then, you know, then you got to try to get there. That's the goal, at least for us, I feel. And it's, I think, the goal of a filmmaker, indie or not, you know, and that's the goal for anyone, really. You know, I would think, and I feel. So, yeah, you know, I think that answers it. I hope. I don't know, like kind of like all over.
So how can a festival kind of hold back on becoming too Hollywood? Because I understand your point. It does benefit the small-time indie filmmaker in some sense because, hey, my short film screened at, you know, something that, you know, Kirsten Dunst and Demi Moore opened up, or Joe Carnahan. So I get that. That's exciting, and it's exciting to be a part of it. But at the same time, how can someone that's truly indie feel a part of something that's really grown and flourished because it's so wonderful? Or is it just a part of it's just growing pains?
I think it's part of it. I think it's just part of it. I think, you know, because again, like, you know, so you can even ask like, what is you know, what is truly indie as well? Like, you know, these are films that are made independently, obviously, but is that something that is that the staying place for the filmmakers? Is that where they want to be? They want to just be able to make films on a shoestring budget and then what's next for them? Like, you know, do they want to continue that? Do they want to, you know, go into the Hollywood system? Do they not? I mean, you know, I don't know, but you do want to make connections that can help you further your career, or, you know, whether it is meeting someone that can produce your next film, and that's still be an independent film, but it's still going to help you further along the process of your career. So that's really the goal of any festival, I would think, or at least my opinion is of any festival's goal should be that as simple as form to try to help showcase a film and have them be in front of an audience or be around an audience of people that are like-minded, and also people that can help you progress your career forward, whether it's the prizes you get, whether it's the networking you get because people are attending that are obviously movers and shakers in the town. But that's really part of it. So it's part of the growth. I mean, it's something that I think is necessary. I mean, what you don't want to do is, we're not trying to, I mean, you don't want to bump out, you know, good independent film for the more commercial studio-driven type stuff. That's the wrong word for us again, because we're getting a short film festival. It doesn't really kind of match up. But yeah, we don't want to like have that happen. But again, it doesn't. It's a different thing for us because we have so many films to screen, you know, and there's a place, kind of a place for everyone. It's not the same scenario or issue, I think, for us. Even though we have the growth in the celebrity star factor and all that, then say some of the festivals like a Tribeca, South by Southwest, Sundance, and all that, or the Spirit Awards, which are, you know, going that route because they are kind of pushing indies out a little bit because they are looking at profit margins and you know, attendance and attention and press and pleasing the studios, and there's like relationships involved in that. So, you know, and all of that goes into play there. But that's different than what we're dealing with and why we're doing what we're doing. You know, it's just a different, because of the content we're showing. It's a little different. So it relates in some ways, but it's also just a different kind of animal because of the fact that we have short films, and, you know, and especially when it comes to studios, we don't have studios that are backing any projects that, you know, that come our way, you know, obviously on the short film side. So.